Hey guys, welcome back to Pokemon Hidden References. This will be part 2. Question mark there because if you guys still like them, just let me know. You guys liked it last time, so I made another one. You guys continue to like them, keep making them. So long as there are facts out there, I can make more. So guys, thanks for liking the last video, letting me know you guys want another one. Here are another 10 hidden Pokemon facts and references. So guys, de-evolution. Not very oftenly talked about outside of the trading card game because there is a card called De-Evolution Spray. But Slowbro can actually de-evolve, believe it or not. Its Pokedex entry states that if the shelter on its tail is removed, Slowbro will revert back to a Slowpoke. So that's like a pretty straightforward de-evolution. Like you just take that thing off and all of a sudden you're back to a Slowpoke. Kind of sucks for the trainer, but kind of a cool way to win. While we're on the topic of de-evolution, guys, Executor's Pokedex entry states that if one of its heads happens to fall off, while, super rare, it said, but if it does happen to fall off, it will just continue on as an Execute. Now, Execute's got 5 freaking eggs, so I don't know where the other 4 come from, or if that one head just splits into 4 or something. I don't know, but yeah, you just lose a head and it just becomes an Execute. Mew and Ditto, guys. This is really... I'm sure a lot of people here have heard about this, but I wanted to point out all of the really close facts between the two because I think it's really cool. It's kind of a theory that Dittos are failed clones of Mew, and there's a lot of cool similarities between the two that would make it pretty interesting as far as a theory goes. So one, they're both pink in color, and both of their shiny forms are blue. That could just be like a coincidence that they're pink and then blue is automatically the shiny color for those pink Pokemon. That could just be that. However, both know transform. Well, Mew can, they both know and can learn transform. And in a sense, both can learn any move. Ditto, what I mean by that, Ditto can transform into any Pokemon and it learns all of their moves. And Mew is said to be the Pokemon that can learn any move because it can learn every TM and HM. There's no TM or HM it can't learn. So Mew is often quoted as the Pokemon that can learn any move. So they both have that kind of similarity too. They both weigh the exact same amount, 8.8 pounds. That's pretty scary. Mewtwo is said to be the only successful clone of Mew, meaning there must have been unsuccessful clones of Mew. Where did they all go? I don't know. And then in Pokemon Yellow, guys, which is the game that actually really closely followed the anime, they made it so that it closely followed the anime. I'm sure if you've played it, you remember. It's even got the sign that says Gary was here, Ash the loser, or whatever. So, in Pokemon Yellow, Ditto is only found in the Pokemon Mansion, which is, if you read the books around there and you talk to people, that's where Mewtwo was supposedly created. So you have a bunch of these Mewtwo where Mewtwo was supposedly created, and the only other place you can find Ditto is in Cerulean Cave, which is where you physically encounter Mewtwo. That's a pretty strange coincidence, and I think that's the largest factor for me personally believing this theory. If I do believe it or not, it would come down to that fact, is that why are all these Ditto only in these 2 places where you can find Mewtwo? Another thing, their base stats are the same in every category. Mew's got 100 in every category, kind of like all of those pseudo legendaries. I mean, it is a legendary, but it's not the strength of a legendary. So a lot of Pokemon just have Celebi's got 100s and everything. So Mew's got 100s and everything. And Ditto's got 48s and everything. I've heard some people say since it was a failed attempt, it wasn't able to retain all of its power. So it reduced the power of Mew as they were trying to unsuccessfully clone it. And that's why it's got lower base stats than Mew does, but they are the same in all categories, which is a pretty rare occurrence for most Pokemon, especially non-legendary Pokemon that aren't Celebi, Mew. You got me. Also, Mew is said to contain the DNA of every Pokemon, while Ditto is able to breed with all breedable Pokemon minus itself. That I think is really, really cool too. I think that and the Pokemon Yellow bit are the 2 strongest factors for me personally. The fact that Mew is said to contain the DNA of every Pokemon, and here's Ditto just transforming into everything. It can breed with everything. I think that's pretty cool. So Mew and Ditto, possibly Ditto, failed clone of Mew. Anagrams and palindromes, guys. If you guys know Mareep, its name, if you rearrange its letters as an anagram, it's actually Ampere, which is the measure of electrical current. Electric-type Pokemon. Pretty cool. Girafarig itself is a palindrome, like the name, and I heard that it was actually 2 identical heads back to back instead of this little sketch head thing. I don't even know what the fuck that is, but I heard originally it was actually just a straight up palindrome Pokemon where, this front half looked exactly like the back half. They did switch it to give the Pokemon a little bit more variety, but they named it a palindrome, and then it is kind of a living palindrome because it's got 2 heads and it's back to back, kind of like that. The other 3 palindrome Pokemon names that, their names go back and forth equally. So if you count the letters back, they're the exact same all the way back. Alamamola, whatever the hell that thing is. Ho-Oh and Eevee are all the other palindromes. And then, as you guys know, a little bit more wordplay. Ekans is snake backwards. That's really well known. Arbok is a misspelt version of Cobra, because you guys, Arbok, Cobra is spelled with a C. And then again, there's also Mach, but I'm not going to say what that is, because that is, yeah. Okay, Parasect, guys. Do you see those eyes on Parasect? So when Paras evolves into Parasect, the mushroom on its back actually takes over control of the bug. The insect is actually fully drained of its nutrients, so this mushroom's been eating all of its nutrients, and once it gets all the nutrients out of Paras, it becomes this Parasect thing, and then that's why its eyes just come blank, because the mushroom's now in control over the Pokemon. What makes it worse is that swarms of Parasect are also known to drain a tree of its nutrients until it dies, then move on to the next one. So this Pokemon just isn't very, this mushroom just kind of sucks, hard. It's just destroying the forest, killing these bugs. Pretty creepy stuff for a Pokemon. Yummy Pokemon, guys. There are numerous instances where it mentions humans eat Pokemon. So Farfetch'd is said to provide a especially tasty meal. They're supposed to be really good. And they were nearly hunted to extinction, which is why they're so rare to find in the games. I think that's a pretty cool fact. And that's why I think you have to trade for it in Red and Blue. I could be wrong. But there's you only get one, so they're super rare to find. In Generation 2, Team Rocket cut off Slowpoke tails and sold them to be consumed, albeit they aren't straight up just swallowed. They're supposed to be chewed, and you're supposed to relish it, but they are consumed. In the anime, Ash and Brock fantasize about eating James's Magikarp while they're stranded one time after the SS Anne sinks. And just another example, guys, is Basculin's Pokedex entry, which states that they are remarkably tasty. So these are just some of the examples, but it does make a strong case for, it kind of proves that people eat Pokemon. But yeah, so that's good stuff. Some Pokologic here for you guys. It is stated that Magneton are just 3 Magnemite joined together by a strong magnetic force. That's in their Pokedex entry. Magneton, just 3 Magnemite. However, 1 Magnemite weighs 13.2 pounds, and all of a sudden, as soon as it evolves, it becomes 10 times heavier, even though there's just adding 2 more. It should just be 13.2 times 3, right? Because there's just 3 Magnemite. However, somehow we're finding 70, 80, 90 extra pounds of weight here somewhere. So I don't know how that happens. Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee, guys. Although Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee are thought to be named after Jackie Chan and Bruce Lee, which is true here in the American version, the US version, and I don't know about you other guys out there, but they have very different Japanese names. It's actually Ebiwalar. I probably butchered that. That's Hitmonchan's name, which is really close to the last name of a Japanese boxing champion, Hiroyuki Ebihara. So he was actually named after this Japanese boxer on the left. And Sawamular, Hitmonlee's Japanese name, once again, probably butchered that, is really close to the last name of the Japanese kickboxer, Tadashi Sawamura. So, guys, I know we think, it's Hitmonchan, Hitmonlee. They're actually, originally named after 2 completely different fighters. The Polyswirl. Poliwag's swirl pattern is actually supposed to be the visible intestines that can be seen in tadpoles. So, kind of gross. And the real Wobbuffet, guys. Wobbuffet's Sapphire Pokedex entry states, Wobbuffet does nothing but endure attacks. It won't attack on its own. However, it won't endure an attack on its tail. Popular theory states that the true Wobbuffet is instead of this big blue thing, that little black guy on the back, and that the big blue guy is just a decoy to protect the little black tail, which is actually the Pokemon itself. Pretty interesting once you think about it. You can see it's got eyes, so pretty cool stuff. And guys, that's going to end part 2. If you guys keep on liking these, let me know. I can go find you guys more facts. Just give me a like, give me a comment, whatever you guys like to do. Appreciate them all. And hope you guys liked it. Thanks for watching, and let me know if you guys want more.